Kincaid.
Call Kelly Kincaid.
Kelly Kincaid.
It's First Aid with Kelly Kincaid on Sway in the Morning.
All right, Sway in the Morning, Shea 45. It's time for First Aid with Kelly Kincaid, where we try to improve the quality of your life, mind, body, and spirit. And Kelly Kincaid, we have a special guest. I put out the call. Anybody who's trying to seal the deal and get married, give us a call, men or women, and you just haven't figured out how to do it. 888-742-3345. And literally, out of the millions of people that tune into this show, not one person called.
So, yes, Sway, and I know as people are listening to the show, they're wondering, what is she talking about? Sway.
No, I'm just saying, Charreah, nobody's called. They don't want to, no. The people do not want to get married.
Okay, so Sway, let's be clear. So everyone that's listening, it's the first Thursday for First Aid in June. So as I was thinking, what are we going to talk about in June? This is wedding season. And in June is the most popular month for weddings. And did you know this is dated back in the Roman times during the June 1st festivals, the marriage of the deity Juno and his wife Jupiter. She was the goddess of marriage and childbirth. So in the 14th century, in June, they picked that month because that was when people started bathing again. And it was from the winter. They were bathing in the winter, and brides wanted to have a pleasant smelling crowd. And also it was convenient because the flowers were newly available. So that's why June has been a popular month.
Okay.
So my friend Charreah Jackson, who is an international speaker, and she's also from the most popular magazine, my favorite magazine, Essence.
Yes.
She's the lifestyle and relationships senior editor, wrote this book that released this week called Boss Bride. And someone who is a boss, I don't know if I want to be a bride yet, but in relationships, a lot of people, men and women, are trying to see how can they balance being the career woman and career man and have a relationship, because it is hard. And you wrote this very good book. It is a page turner called The Boss Bride. So I want to welcome Charreah Jackson to the show. Good morning.
Thank you, Kelly.
The Powerful Woman's Playbook
Tracy,
for Love
what
and
up,
Success.
y'all?
Hey, what's up, Charreah?
You better come with that knowledge, Kelly. I didn't know all that June and people
Yes.
bathe again. I hope that's a good reason that you want your guests to smell good. But absolutely, I didn't know that when I was writing the book. But I did know this is the best time to be a woman or a man with ambition. But with all the hustle and you got so much distraction, you're on Instagram, there's so much happening that it's easy to go from excitement to overwhelm.
Mm-hmm.
And we still know, even Sway, the lines have not blown up yet. Even though people, even if you're not ready to take that step, most of y'all are not going home sleeping alone for the rest of your life. So there's a lot going
Good
on.
point.
And you want to make sure you're making smart, educated decisions, because you don't want to work so hard professionally and then make mistakes that cost you that career.
Right.
Interesting that you mentioned that, because we are so busy and the lines are starting to light up.
That's right.
Call
it, y'all.
We gotta make it
Team
clear.
love.
But you mentioned, so much going on. You got a lot of people in the workforce today. People got many activities. You got social media. You got to have multiple revenue streams just to stay ahead sometimes. That's something. Love doesn't necessarily take a back seat, but the priority or the commitment part of marriage seems less important nowadays. So it seems like it would make it harder for people to convince.
Well, the reason why we get married today is very different, because for so long, in the days Kelly was talking about, it wasn't about romance. It wasn't about love. It was about finance. Marriage was a business opportunity. It was a way your family, y'all doing good. That's why parents were matchmaking, because it was like, let's make sure the legacy. And so as we have gotten more financially secure, like everybody in this room, everybody on the calls, even though you feel like you might be struggling, you're probably doing better than your grandparents. And so with that, the necessity of marriage has shifted. And so now it feels like an option versus a necessity. And then there's also the conversation around sex. Tracy does a great job talking about sexual health, but the reality is we went through a sexual revolution. You used to get married just to get some. Now it's easier for you to get a little something without necessarily having to take all those steps.
And here's the interesting research that I found. So why do people get married? And I'm going to tell you what the top one is. So the categories were for legal rights and benefits. That was 23%. Financial stability, 28%. A relationship recognized in a religious ceremony. Having children, companionship, making a lifelong commitment. Love was 88%. So people are still getting married for love. That's still the night
that's
one.
interesting.
That's global.
How many people they survey? Like 100?
Oh, you better stop.
All right, go ahead, Tracy. Go ahead, Tracy. My bad.
No.
Anyway, Charreah, so let me give you a quick scenario. Let's say you have a couple and they are madly in love. They've been together for a while, but they are broke. Their student loans are stacked. Their credit card debt is here. Do you suggest, because they have so much love and commitment to each other, they seal the deal with marriage? Or do you need to sometimes wait to get the finances in a better place?
Well, that's definitely a real reality. And we see that women are much more likely, the research shows, to marry and build up together than men. A lot of times feel like, I want to build and get me tight, then I'll get to it. And so you see this imbalance where one person sometimes is more willing to build together. But if you are in that scenario, you definitely know there are financial benefits to getting married. There's tax deductions you can get. There's our culture still favors marriage, and so there's a lot of benefits financially you can have. And so also too, building and your money will go longer. So a lot of couples tell me when we got together, our money grew. We got better because we were better people. There are a lot of also emotional benefits to marriage. And so I'm not saying get married for the sake of. I'm single, and I wrote this book going through a breakup with a man I thought I would marry, so it made the book better. So it's not saying marry anybody, but when you find somebody worth it, there are benefits to it long term.
Accountability.
Well, you know, I know a friend who had to break up in his relationship because the person knew that he was going to ask her to get married, and she didn't want to get married. Why did y'all break up? Was it anything similar to that?
It was a lot of things. We were together for a couple of years. So the reality is I went through a growth spurt emotionally. And through that, I really changed how I looked at myself. My expectations changed. And then also we had weathered the recession together. So a lot of couples, we started dating in 2009. We both lost our jobs. And so it definitely shifted how we saw ourselves and each other and how we both rebounded and trying to find. So it definitely had a season. And for any couple who is, or if you're a man or woman thinking about that, like one of the things doing this work taught me is like, we live in a society that wants you to think that a breakup has to be bad.
Yeah.
Like I still let him read the book. I'm like, here's where I talk about what happened between us. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like everything has a season. I'm not still wearing the clothes I wore in 7th grade. Sway not sitting up here in his classic FUBU jersey. Like things have a season.
Yeah, that's a good
and sometimes
point.
you got to be willing to let it go so you can create space for something else.
I still have my FUBU
No,
jersey.
no,
I'm
that
just
was not
saying.
a
I'm
nod
just
to Damon.
okay. All right, Braden is on the line from Dallas. Good morning. How you doing?
Hey,
Good. How we doing?
Doing okay. Say hello to Charreah.
Hey, Charreah, how we doing?
I'm doing good.
What's your question?
How you doing? So, well, not so much question, more, I'm a guy, so it's a little bit scary, but I'm 27. I've been dating my girlfriend for just almost 2 years. I have my own company. You're right as far as the fact that guys want to, be more financially stable. Now that I finally am in that part of my life, our family, we're both from a small town in Michigan. We both live here in Dallas. My question is, how in the hell do I do it? I'm so nervous, and I got to fly up to Michigan to ask. We're kind of old-fashioned, the fact that I got to go up to Michigan and ask, her dad and her mom and the whole nine. Is how do I get up there? Because I'm gonna just flat out lie to her. I don't want her to come with me and all that stuff. And
well, first off, can we just tell you congratulations? That's incredible. You found somebody that you like enough to say, I actually want to see you get old together. And B, like you're ready to take that step to really have a commitment. So I would say first, take the pressure off of yourself. Sadly, in this Instagram, we think everything is a performance now. So instead of it being about me and you, we like me, you, and then all the followers. And I wanted to make the page on IG so everyone share. Like take that pressure off and make it back to why do you want to spend your life with this woman? Do something special for her. Now, I will say as a woman, you want to make it a surprise, but make sure you already plan something so she feels like she looks good, that her nails are done. Like give her a reason to dress up without giving it away, because you do want to capture it for you all, but you want to make sure she feels like, okay, I was looking good versus, she don't want to feel like a struggle when she sees the footage. But congratulations. I'm so happy for you all.
So does that help you at all, Braden?
No, yeah, absolutely. I hope they're not up. It's my company, and they're upstairs. I'm actually in the parking lot right now. Before I walk up in there and see them.
You about to do it right now?
You about to do?
Hey. No. I'm just hoping they're not listening right now. I'm upstairs in the office because I know I got one of my guys that listens to y'all every morning too. So,
hey man, they probably are, man. Just go, hey man, be proud of the decision you made, man, and then let us know how it turns out, okay? And then also, you should buy her book, Boss Bride: The Powerful Woman's Playbook for Love and Success, but it's meant for men as well. All right.
One of the reasons why I like this book, you said that this isn't a leisure book. It is a playbook, because a lot of people feel, and a lot of women feel, I can't have both of them. They don't feel like they're deserving to have a career, a strong career, and a relationship. You have to choose. In your studies and research with all these women, what was one of the key things that you found?
Well, let's just answer that when we come back. All right. We're going to open up the phone lines, 888-742-3345.
And now, more First Aid with Kelly Kincaid on Shade 45.
All right, we got Charreah K. Jackson here. She's the author of the book, Boss Bride, The Power Woman's Playbook for Love and Success, meant for both men and women. You can find this everywhere?
Everywhere, Barnes & Noble, Target, Amazon. Leave a review, please.
And it's based on research and study. She's also an international speaker and Essence Magazine senior editor for lifestyle and relationships, but also based on personal experience. Before we went to break, Kelly, you asked her a question.
I was asking you said, in your research, because you interviewed a lot of women for this book, what was something that was key that stuck out during your research? Like, can women have both?
Yes, and you absolutely can. You definitely want to delete the lie that you have to choose. You don't. But chapter 2 of the book is called Prioritize Love. We do have to be just as intentional around the dreams we have for our personal life as we do for our careers. We live in a culture that from the age of 5, what do you want to be when you grow up? But what you're actually only asking that child is like profession versus saying like, what is the whole life you want to live? What countries do you want to go to? What kind of experience will you want? What mountain do you want to climb? And so you want to give yourself permission to embrace all of you and feed all those parts. But for the women I did interview, they plan for their personal lives the same way they plan their careers. A lot of times we have our calendars just for work stuff, but we're not putting in making sure date night. Like they have it on the calendar, so they can't even forget it. It's already, you go to book some time to hang out with Sway, and it's already like, oh shoot, I'm supposed to be with my man that night. So it's already integrated into their schedule.
I want to take a bunch of calls and see if we could get through them really fast questions, brief, quick answers, because it turns out a lot of men are actually calling.
I love it.
All right, so let's start with Mark right now. Mark in Arizona.
Men want love too.
Good morning, Mark.
I know, I'm a man,
Yeah, how you doing?
What's up, Mark?
What's your question?
Hey, man, I guess my thing is, as far as, marriage and everything like that, is I'm a black man that has good credit, and it's hard, nowadays to do anything without it. So if the person you in a relationship or love isn't on that same level as far as credit, marriage may not be the best option, if that makes sense. I mean, you can't buy a house really without credit. Most people don't have, $200,000 or whatever to throw down on a house. So my thing is, I don't know how you get past that point and get married and still, hold your credit if the other person isn't,
I'm so glad you brought that up because, love doesn't cost a thing, but to finance a relationship takes cold hard cash and good credit like you have. And so chapter 5 of the book is called Mind Your Business, and it's all around financial, because we know that one of the top reasons we hear about breakups and in couples you interview post-divorce talk about the financial incompatibility. So I love that you are clear on that, but know that there are plenty of women with good credit who you can engage with. But I think it's great that you're the type of person who would bring it up, because a lot of times we're more comfortable to take our clothes off than to share our credit score, which is a problem. So we want to increase our intimacy on multiple levels and not it just be around,
I like that.
the bedroom behavior.
Yeah, we're more comfortable taking our clothes off than our credit scores. You want to be evenly yoked, is what Mark is saying, right?
Yes.
On all aspects. Mark, hopefully that helps. You should get her book and read chapter 5. All right, Mark, you're a citizen of Sway in the Morning. Nate from Orlando. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Nate.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What'd you like to say?
I actually had a statement and a question. I know you guys are trying to get through these pretty quick, and my statement is that me and my life partner have been together for about 11 years, and we're not legally married, but she still has all legal rights over me. She's in my will, and she has even taken my name. So I guess my question is do you really feel that legal marriage is important, especially if she has all the same or most of the rights that we would if we were together?
Y'all real progressive. I love that you have taken the things that often are included inside of a marriage and had them without having to go through a legal ceremony. Because one of the things I was thinking as you were talking is you've already planned for the what ifs of life. The fact that a storm is always on the horizon. So if the worst case happens, that you have already protected her. That's love too. And so for you, it seems like you have the benefits of marriage without, I don't know, you figured it out for yourself in a way, because for other couples who have that relationship where we've been together for years, they do want to take those legal precautions to make sure I'm protected. Because the worst thing that could happen, I know couples who've been together a long time, one of them still kind of married to the first wife. You don't want somebody have a stroke, a heart attack, and you wake up and the person who's making those decisions isn't the person who's been by your side all this time, or the kids you might be estranged from. And so you've done the hard work of having the tough conversations of making sure we love each other enough to plan for our future.
Hey, great call, Nate. You're a citizen too.
Sway in the morning.
I love that you said someone is kind of married to their first wife and they're in a relationship.
We know plenty. Listen, we got a cousin, an uncle. You know, you have reasons for it, but we as a community, we have to have those conversations, because the worst thing, it's hard enough to unexpectedly go through an illness or lose somebody, and then on top of that have to have the fact that we didn't plan for it.
Absolutely.
Dina's in New Orleans. Dina, good morning. How you doing?
Dina.
Hey, greetings. How y'all feeling?
Greetings. You mind turning your radio down for me, Dina?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry about that.
All right, go for it.
Well, I had a three-part, and the two of the questions was already answered, so it's good to know that I'm not alone for the finances and having something non-traditional. My previous marriage was non-traditional, and the guy I'm dating right now, when I have a tendency when I get in relationships, I kind of involve myself completely in that family, and we have combined families, we have combined households, and I feel like I put the carriage before the horse, so to say. I gave him all of the king man rights, but haven't technically been married. And now I feel like now that I'm trying to, push it, I don't want to be beating a dead horse. So how can I get him to understand that, I do want to move, forward in the marriage aspect versus just shacking up?
Yeah, and thanks for your honesty, because, it's like he's been getting a paycheck for 10 years for a job without having to go in. So it's hard to be like, oh, we need you to come in now. Like, well, I'm still getting these benefits without signing up. And so, first of all, don't have any shame or judgment for your choices. You've learned now. And now you get to have an honest conversation first with yourself around what do you actually need to feel secure within this relationship, and what does marriage mean to you? Because for him, it might mean something totally different. And what are the benefits within that union that would give you the value, and also lean on the fact that you love this person and you do want it. So I would also say, if you get to that point where you're ready to walk away, make sure you're ready to walk away before you offer any kind of ultimatum, because it's hard to take that back once you say it. But also be clear on what his objectives is and what he really wants long term, and then find a way to get on the same page now. From here, move forward versus saying what it's been. And if there's certain benefits that you start to take off the table, he might better appreciate what he does have.
Buy the book.
Charreah K. Jackson. What is your social media? Because we got a lot of folks on the line that want to talk with. Juanita's in Georgia, Bailey in Pittsburgh, Nevin in Houston, Laquita in West Palm, Drew in New York, Dwight in Houston. If they want to hit you directly, what's your social?
You can go to bossbride.com, and definitely there's a free chapter of the book available. Bossbride.com.
Okay.
Anyone can download a free chapter available right there at Bossbride, also at Charreah on all social, CHARREAH.
Wait, we gotta say this slow. You moving?
I'm sorry.
CHARREAH on social media.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, you give great advice.
She does.
Thank you, Sway.
Yeah, you do awesome advice. Matter of fact, hold on. We got Bailey. Go ahead. Bailey's in Pittsburgh.
Bailey.
What's up, Sway? How you doing?
Man, maintaining. Bailey, how you doing?
I'm all right.
So what's going on?
My situation, it's a little weird. I've been with my fiance for 7 years now. I have 2 kids with her. We've been engaged. I got her ring and everything. Her dad is a really wealthy guy, all right? And I'm just a regular dude, right? So I asked him for her hand in marriage, whatever. He said, yeah, that'd be cool, whatever. So then when it comes time to actually get married, he says, now hold up, you gotta sign this prenup first. I'm like, cool, whatever. I'm not in this for the money. I don't care about that. I'll sign the prenup. But then he says, oh, you gotta take it to your own lawyer, this, that, whatever. So now I gotta pay $2,000, whatever. So he's kind of like, he's kind of blocking our marriage. I feel like he doesn't want me to be legally, entitled to his money somehow. Like, even though it's not even like that for me,
Bailey, first, congratulations. Yay to finding, a mother of your kids. Yay to asking her and her father saying yes. I am somebody who's pro prenup for everyone, just because I'm also pro if you get in a car, you make sure it's insurance on the car. I hope you don't get into a car accident. But if you get into a car accident, aren't you so happy you have some insurance? So that's what it is. And I don't want you to internalize him just trying to be a protective father, because it has no judgment on who you are right now. He's just thinking if the worst case happens, if that car wrecks, he wants to protect his family. And so also it's protections for you too, because also for some of the other calls we talked about debt. Like, it's not, people think, oh, if I don't have money, I shouldn't get a prenup. No, it's not just about that. It's about, what if your parents leave you some land, or they leave you something very priceless that now this person has access to it. And so plan it, think of it as just a rainy day, and don't let this block the beauty of it. And don't think that if he didn't want you to marry his daughter, he would have already told you that. So the fact that he said yes and he gave you his blessing is what I would say focus on. Now, I would negotiate around you having to take on additional legal fees. So I think if he's asking for this, ask if he can help contribute to some of those legal fees, or can we meet and mediate together, versus you needing to take on an extra expense on top of now trying to provide for this family and plan for a wedding.
What you think of that, Bailey?
Right. Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you so much.
She's good, man. I'm trying to tell you, brother.
Yeah, that
Shit,
was
damn,
really
I'm about to get
good.
married today, right now. All right. Okay.
That's what's up.
All right. Good luck, Bailey. Charreah, you have to come back.
I would love to.
Okay, pretty good. That's good, man. Make sure y'all follow her on social media at CHARREAH. And then you also could go to bossbride.com. Get the book, Boss Bride, The Powerful Woman's Playbook for Love and Success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got it, girl. Hey.
Thank you.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Thank
Where
you.
are some other places you'll be on the road?
Yes.
With your book.
Yes, I'll be signing here in New York City at Barnes & Noble on 5th Avenue on June 26th, Tuesday, at Essence Festival. I'll be in Dallas on the 19th, in Atlanta next Friday, interviewing Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. Atlanta got a mayor named Keisha.
Yes.
So super excited, and more to come.
Congratulations.
Thank
Can DJ Wonder get a job at Essence Fest? Can he DJ a party or something? Wonder?
Let's make it happen. We want all y'all down there.
Okay, cool. Let's get it popping in. All right, cool. Thank you, Kelly Kincaid. You can be reached at
on all social, Kelly Kincaid, KELLYKINKAI.